24 states that are running this bill. This is a bipartisan measure. This bill is a result of a lot of multi-state federal litigation against big tech. I worked with FBI and special forces to do extractions in human trafficking. I've been shot at on human trafficking missions. I personally litigated against tech on this topic. And so another point that Representative Sampson made, why is it that a 12-year-old in the state of Maine can't go see they can't buy a Playboy from the gas station, they can't go see an R-rated movie, but they can walk around with an X-rated theater in the form of a filterless iPhone? So I'm going to talk very quickly. So Representative Sampson's bill says this. It says, going forward in the state of Maine, any retailer of an internet-enabled device is going to have to ensure that the product comes with a filter that's automatically activated that blocks by default websites that are known to facilitate prostitution and human trafficking, and websites that display X-rated material that would be injurious to children. If the consumer is an adult, they want to have access to adult websites. They can. They just have to show proof of ID to the retailer and express an interest to have the filter removed. There is no database that's formed from this bill. And so what this means in plain English is when a member of your district goes to the Best Buy, a mother goes to buy a computer, or a school goes to buy computers for their school, instead of making the mother or the schools have to go to Geek Squad to pay a lot of money to have a third-party filter installed, the product's going to go ahead and come with a filter already installed that just blocks material by default. This is a common sense burden shifting scenario pursuant to the First Amendment, where consumers are going to have to choose to opt in. We've heard lots of bills today on criminal justice reform. This bill will do more to prevent human trafficking and crime than any other measure since the inception of the internet, period, full stop. 3 quick bullet points. Case law. Ashcroft versus the ACLU. It was the ACLU's idea that filters were the least restrictive means to this problem. The Supreme Court agreed and said Congress and Dowling may act to encourage the use of filters. It can encourage parents to use filters and the tech companies to develop better filter technology. Point number 2, Ginsburg versus New York. This is a very clean way to understand this bill. It's called the display statute, which Maine has. It's a statute that says if you live in Maine and you want a gas station or a newsstand, you can sell Playboys and Hustlers through
my timer. I see that there are some committee questions. Go ahead, Senator Craig.
Thank you. Thank you for being here, Mr. Sevier. A couple of questions. So you mentioned that this filter would go on the product itself. It wouldn't be something that's online. So this bill seeks to make so that every product that's sold in Maine has to have a filter on it.